The more you try to organize your home, the messier it seems to get. Sounds familiar, right? But if you're honest with yourself, that statement might not feel that strange after all. Have you ever noticed that your home never gets messy all in one day? It happens slowly. You wake up one morning and just feel like, man, my house didn't used to feel this cluttered. Then your mind starts tracing back. An online parcel was left on the dining table. Last night's dinner dishes are still on the kitchen shelf. There are 2 or 3 random receipts on the coffee table next to the TV remote. A jacket you plan to wear tomorrow is hanging over a chair. And slowly, it all adds up. None of these things felt like a problem at the time. But when this repeats every day, the entire house gradually turns into a silent to-do list. With every glance, your brain receives a new reminder. This needs to be put away, that needs to be sorted, something else needs to be done. And perhaps that's why, sometimes, without being physically tired, just looking at your home can make you feel a strange heaviness. Here's an interesting realization. We often think our home is full of stuff, but in reality, it's full of unfinished decisions. That's why psychologists say that visual clutter doesn't just occupy physical space, it also takes up mental space. Your brain is constantly forced to ignore extra information. And this is exactly where the Japanese way of thinking takes a completely different approach. People in Japan aren't necessarily freer than us. They also have only 24 hours in a day. In cities like Tokyo, they have some of the smallest apartments in the world, with limited storage and demanding work cultures. Yet, when you enter a Japanese home, the first thing you feel isn't cleanliness, it's a sense of calm and comfort. And the reason for that isn't expensive organizers or aesthetic decor. The real difference is a hidden system. We often try to organize our homes only when the clutter becomes visible. But Japanese homes win the game before that even happens. They design their daily habits in such a way that the chances of clutter forming are drastically reduced. Their focus isn't on cleaning, it's on prevention. Today, let's talk about 5 Japanese habits that don't just keep a home clean, but make it feel lighter and more peaceful every single day. This whole system starts with a beautiful Japanese word, Mottainai. At first, you might think it simply means don't keep too many things. But the real message of Mottainai is deeper. Don't let the value of anything fade. Sometimes the things we keep for the future end up mentally tiring us a little every single day. Think about your kitchen drawer. A couple of half-open spice packets, leftover plastic bags from shopping, 2 or 3 used sauce bottles, and that small plastic container whose lid has been missing for 3 years. The strange thing is, we keep half of these things simply because postponing a decision feels easier. Let it be. Maybe it'll come in handy someday. But slowly, our attention also starts to feel cluttered. Objects don't just take up space on shelves. They sometimes start living rent-free in our minds. That's why Japanese homes look at this problem completely differently. They ask a simple question for every object. Do you serve any purpose in my life today? If the answer is no, the item is respectfully donated, recycled, or responsibly let go. This isn't about throwing things away or disrespecting their value. It's the opposite. It's about respecting their value by acknowledging their time has passed. Because of this, you see fewer things in Japanese homes. But everything that exists has a clear reason for being there. And when only meaningful things remain in your home, it naturally becomes much easier to build the next system. Let's do a quick experiment. Think of one single item in your home, the TV remote. If I ask you where it is right now, can you answer without hesitation? Or does your mind show you 3 different possibilities? The bedroom, the sofa, or the dining table. This is where the difference begins. In a family preparing dinner, with someone chopping vegetables in the kitchen and a child doing homework, no one asks, "Where are the scissors?" Has anyone seen the tape? Which room is the remote in? Why? Because they don't need to remember. Everything already has a designated place. And when a place is fixed, searching almost disappears. Many of us think we need more cabinets and more storage to organize our homes. But the problem isn't storage. It's identity. Objects don't know where their home is. And when things don't have a home of their own, they make the entire house their home. Sometimes the dining table, sometimes the bedroom. Japanese homes follow a simple rule. Don't remember where you kept it. Design it so it's always there. When the brain doesn't need to recall the location of every small item, it naturally becomes free for more important things. So you don't need to organize the whole house tonight. Just pick one category: medicines, charging cables, remotes, shopping bags, or stationery, and decide a permanent home for all those items. You'll be surprised how you start finding things less and feeling your home become more organized and lighter. Now that every object has its own address, does it actually return there? This brings us to the next Japanese habit, the one-touch rule. There's an invisible mistake we all make daily. We don't finish tasks. We unnecessarily prolong their journey. The one-touch rule is perhaps the simplest and most powerful habit. When an object's work is done, don't put it down, put it back. Finish the cycle. Imagine you come home from the office, take your wallet out of your pocket, and place it on the dining table. Later, you pick it up, take it to the bedroom, and change your clothes. The next morning, you're ready to leave, and again the same question. Has anyone seen my wallet? The wallet was never lost. It just took unnecessary trips. And every unnecessary trip creates a new task. In Japanese homes, objects aren't allowed to travel unnecessarily. The action of picking something up and completing its journey is a single motion. Use it, return it, finish it. At first, this habit might feel a bit slow, but just a few weeks later, you'll notice you're organizing less, yet your home looks more organized than before. Why? Because you're not even letting the mess happen. And when the movement of objects inside the home becomes so smooth, the Japanese take it a step further. They organize not just objects, but also their transition moments. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you come home, but your mind doesn't? Your body is on the sofa, but your mind is still in that office meeting or that unread message. That's why even a perfectly clean home can sometimes feel restless. In almost every traditional Japanese home, there's a small space at the entrance called the Genkan. Many people think it's just a place to take off your shoes. But in reality, it's a psychological reset button. Imagine a Japanese employee returning home after a long day of meetings, emails, and deadlines. The moment they step into the Genkan, they take off their shoes, but for them, this isn't just changing footwear. It's a silent message. Work mode OFF, home mode on. Now think about your home. We open the door, still holding our phone, still replying to messages, maybe walking straight into the kitchen, still carrying the day's mental load. The body is home, but the mind is still outside. Sometimes a home doesn't feel clean just because you take off your shoes. It feels clean when you take off your stress. The Genkan is not just architecture. It's a mindset. If you don't have a traditional Genkan, no problem. You can recreate it. Keep a clean basket near the entrance for keys, phones, and sunglasses. And most importantly, before stepping inside, take just 10 seconds to put your phone in your pocket or bag. This small ritual creates an invisible boundary between the outside world and your home. And when your home becomes more than just a physical space, when it becomes a mental sanctuary, calmness naturally follows. But wait, if Japanese people follow so many small habits, why don't they spend all weekend doing deep cleaning? The answer is their last and perhaps most practical habit, microcleaning. Many people think Japanese homes are clean because they clean more often. But actually, they're clean because clutter doesn't even get the time to settle. This is microcleaning. Many of us turn cleaning into an event. This Sunday, we'll clean the entire house. But Sunday arrives, a guest shows up, you need to go out, or you're just too tired and you think, let's do it next weekend. Slowly, cleaning stops being a task and becomes a burden. In Japan, the approach is completely different. Cleaning isn't a project, it's a rhythm. Breakfast is done? Wipe the table in 20 seconds. Use the bathroom? Wipe the sink if water drops are left. Dinner is cooked? Give the stove a quick wipe before it cools down. Laundry folded? Put it straight into the wardrobe. At first glance, you might think, what difference does this make? But this is where Japanese thinking truly stands out. They don't aim for the result, they repeat the direction. Daily investments of 20 or 30 seconds save 3 or 4 hours in the future. It's like compound interest, small deposits, big returns. This isn't just about cleaning, it's about identity. Japanese people don't wake up and decide whether they're motivated to clean today. They just follow their system. That's why their homes aren't perfect, they're consistent. And in life, the biggest difference isn't made by perfection, it's made by consistency. If you look closely, we haven't just discussed 5 habits here. We've looked at an entire system. The most important lesson from today's video goes beyond these 5 habits. We often think that clutter comes from shopping, but in reality, clutter is created less by buying and more by delaying. I'll keep this parcel later. I'll fold this jacket tomorrow. And slowly, the home doesn't just start storing objects, it starts storing decisions. That's why when you enter a Japanese home, you don't just see cleanliness. You feel a strange calmness, because they designed their daily habits before they decorated their homes. None of these habits require expensive organizers or giant houses, just a better system. So, you don't need to change the entire home today. Just pick one thing. Just one. And for the entire next week, focus on that. Maybe after a week, the house won't change as much as you have changed yourself. If you enjoyed these simple yet deep Japanese lifestyle habits, consider subscribing to the channel because in the next video, we'll decode another hidden philosophy of Japan. Until then, take care. In the end, Japanese homes teach us just one thing. Peace doesn't come from expensive furniture, nor from bigger houses. Peace is built from those small habits that give clutter a little less space and calm a little more room every single day. Because sometimes, less is not just more, it's exactly what you need.